It's Deprogrammed, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. This week's band is The Police. Yes, somehow, all these years in, The Police, we're just now getting to them. You know what? You've been waiting all summer. You're just now getting to your physical fitness. And I'm telling you, hard work works, because I worked really hard to get to that segue. Hard Work Works Fitness. It's a fitness app on your cellular telephone. You download it for free. You give it a little scope. You try it out for 2 weeks. You dig what it is, and then you pay $10 a month, and you get in tip-top physical. Coach Joe will put 3 workouts a week to get you in the best shape you've ever been in, and he will become your personal coach. All you have to do is download the app, give him a message. Hey, you need some motivation. Hey, Coach Joe, I can't get off my ass. Can you give me a little prod? And he will beat your ass via email. I'm just saying, Coach Joe will get us done.
Hey, are you doing it? Because you look good.
I need to do it more.
I mean, what you're doing looks good.
I need to reach out to him again. Actually, part of this is the Hard Work Works Fitness app. The other part is we were on vacation last week, and we did a lot of walking in the mountains, so a lot of hiking. But it cannot be understated how great the Hard Work Works Fitness app work at your own pace, your own time, with whatever equipment you have. That, I think, is the most important thing. I have 0 equipment in this house, man. Just these guns right here. So like it's whatever I use, whatever body weight I have to do my workouts, and Coach Joe will set these workouts to what you have available. That's Hard Work Fitness app, #join the hustle. I love Joe. He's a great dude, and you can help him out, and I guarantee you he will help you out. Hard Work Fitness app. Check it out. We're talking about The Police today, and funnily enough, I don't know that you put them on the board, Fredo. I know, like, you're the reason it's happening now, because you recently put them out there. But I think, Ryan, you may have put The Police on the board. Did you?
I actually don't know.
Okay, so we're going to give the credit to Fredo then, because
he can take it.
Fredo be loving the credit.
Well, you know, it's all they get these days. Is whatever credit you give me.
But you recently, I reached out to you to get you back in rotation, and I was like, man, what I needed like a quick turnaround band. And you were like, well, what about The Police? And I was like, how many albums they got? You go, 5. I was like, all right, let's do The Police. So talk to me, Fredo. Why The Police?
Well, I've liked The Police for years. Growing up, while they were coming up, they were one of those bands that I got to claim as my own as a little kid with 6 siblings, 7 including myself. Everybody wanted to hear something. Everybody liked something. And me being the youngest boy, getting beat up all the time and forced to listen to what everybody else wanted. It wasn't until really 2 things, punk and disco. When that music came out, was music that I could kind of call my own. And with punk, the first real radio-friendly punk band that was out there was The Police. They were getting plenty of radio play, so they were one of the first bands I was able to call my own. I finally got to see them when they did their reunion tour a couple years ago. I got to see them twice. A really, really great show. And it's just one of those things that's part of my childhood. And I honestly can't believe that you haven't done them. So I was just like, hey, bam, let's do it. 5 albums.
Well, in quick turnaround, and we'll get to that. So, Ryan, you jumped on board, and so talk to me. What is it for you about The Police?
Stuart Copeland.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. No, he's one of the best drummers of all time. And I was kind of late to The Police. I actually really dove in once I heard a band cover them, a band that I think this same group of people is going to do, Humphreys McGee.
Yep.
They covered a Police song that I hadn't heard. I'd always been a fan of The Police, and that song's on my list, but it caused me to really dive in. And like you said, 5 albums. It's pretty quick to run through them all. Again, Stuart Copeland, and the fact that they're a power trio, you always got to give props to, the power trios, and they're right up there with Cream, Rush, Hendrix, any of those guys. And as I dove in, kind of learning, I always take an interest in the band's dynamics, and those guys all had huge egos, and they could not stand each other. Yes. And you mentioned their reunion tour. They did a documentary on that as well, and you get to just see them, button heads, but still they come together and put out, amazing music.
What's funny is, like, you think about the rhythm section. Jay Moore has said this countless times, so I credit this to him, but they're arguing over time.
Exactly.
They are fighting about time, and constantly fighting about time. And yeah, like I can't lie, I'm pretty drawn to that. I'm completely new to like the Police's discography.
Really?
Yeah. Like other than my dad had the album Synchronicity. Like I remember listening to that. But other than that, it was the hits, and I'm well aware of the hits. Other than that, like everything else is pretty new to me. Now, I hate to throw this negativity out there, but I think this episode will erase this. You talked about the reunion tour, and I saw them in 2007 at Virgin Fest, and I've said this ad nauseum.
But I was there too.
I'm not sure how much you remember from it, but I remember being hugely disappointed in the Police. Now,
really?
Yes. Now that might be because of their name, and it was a reunion, and I was putting too much on them, expecting too much out of them for like the middle of this big 2-day festival. Maybe I put too much on them, but I just remember being very disappointed in the live show. And I think they were somewhere around the Beastie Boys, who were great, and Amy Winehouse, who blew me away. So like they had a couple strikes going against them.
Well, I was at that same show, and I was tripping on mushrooms during Amy Winehouse, so I don't even remember her. And I came to right in the middle of the Beastie Boys set. And here's what and you tell me if this is wrong, but I think your disappointment comes from the fact that you were expecting more in the sense of a show.
Possibly.
Versus seeing a band.
Possibly.
I remember friends of mine wanting to go see Genesis back in the 80s. And I would say, why do you want to go see them? And they would talk about the lights and everything that we associate rock and roll with. And it was stuff that I never thought about, because at this point I hadn't even seen Kiss yet, which is what set the standard for me. I enjoyed the Police show because I was there for the, what do you call it? The nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I see all of my favorite bands from the 70s and the 80s. I'm there for the nostalgia, for the feeling. I'm not there for the show.
Mm-hmm.
When we saw them in 2007,
yeah,
it's 30 years after they broke up. They
Mm-hmm.
broke up in 2005, 85, 86. Somewhere around there. So it's 20 years.
Yeah. Well,
25 years after they broke up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm guessing it was mostly between anticipation and, like you said, kind of hoping and expecting a show. Mm-hmm. I think possibly to that point, seeing them in a more intimate venue, not necessarily because they probably wouldn't have fit in the Norva. They might have.
They'd have sold the Norva out for 2 weeks straight. Are you kidding me? 1,500 people?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how much more enclosed you can get for them in 2007. But I think, or maybe even just at the amphitheater, like with them as the headliners, where it's like more focused on them. I think they kind of got lost in the wave of the rest of the weekend.
That's always tough at festivals too, because it's a shortened set. There's not everyone there is there for the Police, things like that, and probably familiarity with their discography. Mm-hmm. if you weren't a huge fan, they probably played the hits, but maybe it just didn't do it for you in the festival setting.
Yeah. So to that point, let's talk about the discography, because I was able to do this so it's 3 hours and 23 minutes, which is why the Police got bumped ahead of another band Ryan and I are working on, Pinback. I was able to do this while I was out working. I was like, oh man, easy. So Fredo, being such a fan of the Police and having them on the radar forever, what was it like putting the 20 together for this?
Didn't even have to listen to the albums.
Look at that.
Man. I went over the. All I did was look at the discography, clicked on the album, picked out the songs. It was that simple for me. I didn't have to go back to hear anything. If I would have, it probably would have been fighting for those 17, 18, 19 spots, 20. But it was so easy looking at the albums and picking out the songs that it was simple. It was actually great, because after I did that, then I was able to go back and listen to what I wanted to listen to. And it just, again, the memories,
Yeah. All right. So for you, Ryan, what was putting your 20 together? Like a little of the same?
It was fairly similar. My first pass, I think, was 22. I mean, I knew the only thing I struggled with was there's some of those, deep cut tracks that I didn't know if you were a fan of the Police. So I didn't know if I should put some of these in there, but you know what? I just went with pretty much my first list, and I have, maybe one or two extras, but it was really easy for me on this one. Probably my easiest one so far.
So to that point, shoot, very easy for me too. Like my first pass through, I netted to only 26. I mean, like the great stuff really shines out. There will be hits involved. It's impossible to ignore them. Like these, sometimes you try to step away from them. Other times, like the Police, like they're hits for reasons. So there's going to be hits involved. Some hits I left off calculated, thinking that maybe you two would have them. Some hits I left off because I found some deep cuts that I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. So I came about my list relatively painlessly. Like again, 26 on my first pass. I was able to kind of give each a brief listen for my second pass. I was like, I found the 6 that I was going to weed out pretty easily. So, I mean, as far as episodes go, this one came together rather fast, and sometimes you like that, and in the most enjoyable way possible. Like this was a breeze, but it not in a bad way. Like this was a breeze because it was a fun listen.
Well, it's going to be a fun listen. When you think about 5 albums that they did, 4 of those albums are ranked in Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time. Sting was their main writers, inducted into the Songwriter Hall of Fame. The band itself is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, first ballot. They were they really were an incredible band. And with they ushered in new wave. They were still considered punk. Gave credibility. Without them, I don't think you'd have white boy reggae.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
311 and Slightly Stupid and all those kind of bands that have that reggae type vibe. I don't care where they get their influences from. It all comes from the Police. So yeah, they're a band that broke up right at the right time.
They broke up at their peak. At their peak,
which is exactly what you want.
Yes.
You look at, it's great that they left at their peak. Unlike, Jimi Hendrix, who died, or Janis Joplin, who died, or Kurt Cobain, and you mourn them. You never had to mourn the Police, because they left at their peak. You never heard that downslide. So like the Stones or any of those other, Elton John, any of those other people who've been around forever and nobody knows what's been on the last 15 albums. Nobody cares,
Yeah.
That's what's great about the Police.
listening through this, a local band, like I never realized were influenced by the Police, specifically their drummer, Joe, Sick Man of Virginia.
Really?
Another power trio. If you listen to, you talked about that white guy reggae. Sick Man isn't that, but they incorporate that a lot into their sound, a lot of their music. And again, their drummer Joe, like I could tell, very influenced by Stuart Copeland. I never put it together before listening to the discography, but like absolutely. Like a lot of like the tempo changes that the Police do going into the hooks, like it's there.
Copeland's well, you know what, Copeland is a jazz drummer.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings that element into the Police, which is great. If you listen to any of his other side projects, a lot of the stuff he does is jazz. And if you listen to him with Portishead. Not Portishead.
Oysterhead.
Oysterhead. Thank you. You knew exactly where I was going. You listen to him with Trey Anastasio from Fish and with Les Claypool. I mean, that drumming pops, man. It really does on that.
Yeah, that was my first exposure to. I mean, besides hearing the Police hits, to really finding out who Stuart Copeland was. Is I knew of that album when it came out, and I said, "Oh, this is the drummer from the Police." And then going through the discography, I mean, it's pretty easy to recognize his playing as well.
Mm-hmm. And he's a nice guy. I got to meet him down in Norfolk.
Oh.
When he was doing some stuff at Chrysler Hall.
Stuff and things.
And things.
All right. So with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We have each come. Actually, hold on. Never mind. The name of the game is Deprogrammed. We have each combed through the 5 Police records and have pulled out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given the Police a chance. So I'm going to go hot right off the top. The listeners agree with me here, so this is why I'm staying with this as my first song. I push play, I hear this song, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, they do that. Of course. Next to You.
Yep.
There we go. I mean, not that I should be surprised. Those elements are in all the songs that I knew. But just for that to be number one, bam. It's like, oh, I forgot. There's more punk here than you think. And I had to have that one. So, all right. One in. And we're there. All right, Fredo?
You know what? Let's get it out the way. Roxanne. If ever there was a white boy reggae song, it's right there.
You know what? Reluctantly, I kept it around. It's definitely one of the 20, so I have it, but relatively reluctantly.
Yeah, I know how much you hate the hits. But, that's one of those songs that we let's just knock it out, get it out. It's going to get mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
If we were going to argue about it, we argue about it now and move on. No sense dragging that one out. So let's put it in there.
All right, what do you got, Ryan? Do you have Roxanne?
Well, I'll stick with, I got a couple hits on here. I'll go with Message in a Bottle.
All right. Did you have Roxanne?
Oh, I did not.
Okay, so it goes.
What?
Everyone's heard Roxanne. But then again, everyone's heard Message in a Bottle. So.
Oh my God! So.
All right, so hold on.
I thought Roxanne was a slam dunk.
Hey man, I had your back on it though, so it goes to the conversation at least. And you thought I was going to be the one that didn't have it. All right, so yes. Roxanne goes there. Next to You goes to all the way through. All right, and so as far as Message in a Bottle, I have Message in a Bottle.
So do I.
Oh, all right.
That's one of my favorite Police songs.
I was initially going to cut it, and then when I came up to it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for the first pass through, and then when I was down to 26, I was like, okay, you know what, I can't. I've got nothing that says I can cut it. I feel like it is quintessential Police sound. Why would I cut it? So, all right, Message in a Bottle all the way through. Maybe I will follow your lead. You guys are doing some of the hits. I'll do one of mine. Don't stand so close to me.
I have
Nope, I don't.
Okay. It goes.
it. It's a fitting 2020 song.
Yeah, really. Now that you say that, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it really is. Okay, but it goes to the conversation. All right, I'm with it. All right, Fredo?
I'm gonna go with my favorite. Not I got Roxanne out the way. I'm gonna go with my favorite police song of all time. So I've Ghosted in the Machine, and it's Secret Journey.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What?
I cut that at like 21. It was my last cut. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
That is
anybody else
literally
gonna have
my
that.
last cut. I can show you on my sheet.
Oh my God.
I
That's my favorite police song of all time.
I seriously just thought that I would have been out on an island on my own on that.
Oh,
See,
wow.
that's what I was talking about at the beginning. I didn't know if I should keep some of these deep cuts in there. I didn't know which way you guys were gonna go. But yeah, that one's up there, but not on my list.
Wow.
Wow.
It hurts. It hurts so bad, doesn't it, Fredo?
That one hurts. That one. You know how I am. That one hurts.
That one hurts. But we're still in good shape. All right, Ryan.
Walking on the Moon.
Yep.
You know what? I thought I did have it. I guess
Are
I
you
didn't.
kidding me?
I swear I thought I did, but I guess I don't. Okay, but
Wow, what the fuck is wrong with you?
well, like I said, that must have been one of the ones that I cut for strategically for you guys to have it, thinking that you guys might have it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I mean, you
You're
guys.
such a gentleman. I appreciate it.
I mean, it gets through to the next round. It's not like it's gone. I
Unlike
thought I
Secret
did
Journey.
I thought I did have it, but I don't. All right. Let me scroll back up to the top. Okay. Can't stand losing you.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
What the fuck could you have, Ryan? If you just
Yeah, I got to be honest on that one felt like a home run.
this is
I'm not gonna fight that one if it's in the conversation.
oh, it's in the conversation.
Yeah, it's there.
You guys are really fucking me up here. It's not like they got a lot of songs. But,
All right, let's
my turn, right?
Yep.
Shit.
Strategery.
I'm gonna go with Bombs Away of Zenyatta Mandada.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank God
Nope.
somebody got it. Ugh.
But that was a no from Ryan.
Yeah.
It's a no from me.
Okay, but it still lives. It's still alive.
Jeez, I don't. You guys are making me think here. Fuck.
Hey, you didn't think you were going to have to today. All right.
No, I really didn't.
But we are still in good shape. We don't have as many unanimous, but only one's in the trash. So
Yeah, I know.
it happens to be Fredo's.
Thank you for just, sticking that into me. I appreciate
No
it.
problem. All right. All right, Ryan.
Bring on the Night.
I want to make sure. I'm pretty sure I don't have
What,
that one.
what album is that from?
Regatta de Blanc. White Reggae.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't either.
In the trash.
Into the trash. I can't find it in the list for some reason. There it is. Into the trash. Okay, back around to me. All right. I think it's time for me to feel a little pain. I have no idea where you guys are on this one, but it is one of mine. Also because of Weird Al. King of Pain.
Nope.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, saved. Saved. Thank God. It really is one of my favorites because we talked about like tempo changes, like when it picks up into the King of Pain, like towards the end. Oh, just love it. All right, so goes into the conversation, and of course, Weird Al's King of Suede, like
Yes, which is a great song.
Mm-hmm.
all of that is my reasons. All right, Fredo.
I'm gonna keep going with the deep cuts for now, because sure, just why not? Off of Outlander de Amor is Born in the 50s.
Oh, nope.
Nope.
That was one of the 6 beforehand.
Yeah, of course it was.
I can probably pick the 6.
I could probably cross off the 6 right now because I bet you I got them.
I loved Sting's voice on that first album too. He really rips on that song too.
Yeah, he does, and I like the lyrics too.
It's kind of Billy Joelish.
Yeah, they are, and the best way for me to put it is, when I was becoming, I like to say sentient, in the sense of I knew what was going on around me, in the 70s. I was born in '66, so I was 4 years old by 1970, so I was already becoming aware. The 50s were only 10 years earlier. 59 was, 11 years earlier. So that's the equivalent of you guys, with the 80s or the 70s for you.
Mm-hmm.
So while I wasn't there, it was still there was still a lot of that hanging around. So all of that stuff really, and that song kind of really spoke to me, even though it wasn't really my era. It's a great song.
I'm sorry, Fredo.
No, you're not.
Another one goes.
You're going to disappoint me 4 more times. I already
At least. All right, Ryan.
So this is the song I mentioned before that I heard Humphrey's cover and made me kind of dive in to the Police discography. It's When the World is Running Down, you make the best of what's still around.
Yep, I got it.
Which album is it? There it is. I found it.
It's off of Zenyatta Bandada.
I don't have that one, but it goes to the conversation, and I think that officially takes us out of NTP. Let me make sure before we move on, because
so while he's doing that, Ryan, are we doing Humphreys together?
I think so. That one's going to be we'll talk about it after, but that one's going to be a tough one for me.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, because it's tough because they're technically, a jam band. So a lot of it is their live show and the jamming aspect.
Which is incredible.
But yeah, we'll talk about that one.
All right.
We'll figure that one out. All right. So no, we are not officially out of NTP yet, but we're close. We're one away. And I think that takes it back to me, right? It's my turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, there's only one thing I want to say to you guys. Da-da-da-da.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I was going to be on my
of all their hits, that's probably the worst one to me.
I can't.
Awful lyrics.
Yeah, it is.
You're
Really
not
catchy,
wrong.
though.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like I was like, you know what? I love this dumb song. I'm going to bring this one to the dance. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just,
all right.
Let's come on.
Fredo.
Let's go with my deep cut from Synchronicity. Murder by Numbers.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Because I knew, like I said, I knew Justin was gonna. That's your third disappointment.
It really is. Yeah. It really is.
That's song, and there you can really, you get a taste of what's coming next from Sting, because if you listen to his first album, Dream of the Blue Turtle, it's right in that vein, and you can hear that jazz influence from Stuart Copeland. Oh,
big time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was leaning too much into nostalgia because I remember listening to Synchronicity a lot as a kid, and like Murder by Numbers, I was like, oh man, awesome. And then I had it. I think it was Secret Journey was 21, Murder by Numbers was 22. Like those two were the last two, and they were actually the hardest cuts. So, and of course, now that I look at do da da in the trash, I'm like, well,
yeah. I mean, that makes your 20, but yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing.
But we are officially out of NTP, so if everything else goes in the trash, the 8 that are in the conversation automatically go through. So we are set on that. And Ryan, it is your turn.
Stay on the same album. Go with Synchronicity 2.
Yes, I have it.
Nope.
Also, strangely, the listeners agree. And we had somebody say specifically that Synchronicity 2 is the only Police song that they like, which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
Really?
Which might be my favorite, honestly. I love that song.
Just bizarre that of all the songs, I don't know if maybe this person is only aware of the hits like I was before this. I don't know. But all right, but I had it and it's in the conversation. So now we officially have a conversation too. All right. All right, how about, I don't know where to go here. I really don't know where to go here. How about Omega Man?
Nope.
I have it.
Oh, saved. Omega
We're
Man.
gonna have a hell of a conversation, ain't we?
Yep. Into the convo. I'm still surprised. Such a small discography. We have only got 2 all the way through so far. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fredo. Still plenty of game to play.
Man, I did. Son of a bitch. I don't even know how to play this game anymore. It's let's go with off of Ghost in the Machine, Invisible Sun.
Nope. That one was all right. Saved. That one wasn't even close. That was not one of the final 6.
That's all right. I still you got 3 more, and I got plenty of songs here for you to disappoint me with, Justin. Plenty of songs.
All right.
Do.
All right, Ryan.
Wow. Try it.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So I'll stay on that album. This was one I originally didn't think I was gonna pass through, but it just stayed stuck in my head. Spirits in the Material World.
Yeah, I got it.
Nope, I didn't.
That was one of the ones. So there was like several levels. There were hits that I knew that were going to be like near the top of the list. Hits that I knew were at least going to be in my conversation, and that was one of them. And then when I came up on it in the discography, I was like, oh shit, I really do like this song. That's not nostalgia. I just like the song. So that's why it got to stick around. All right. So Spirits in the Material World, also a song that the listeners suggested. So that brings it back to me. I still have there is a lot of game to play still. I think that's just because no unanimouses. It's mostly conversation. How about let's go to open Regatta de Blanc, Death Wish.
Nope.
Okay, into the trash. Into the trash.
Into the trash with you.
That's fine.
It's my turn. I'm gonna go with the listeners on this one. Another deep cut. Off of Zenyatta Mandata, Canary in a Coal Mine.
Yes.
No.
Of course not. Of course not. What was that one? 27?
No. That one didn't make.
Didn't even make it that far.
Nope. So I didn't disappoint you in any way except for just not having it. All right, but yes, the listeners did say that. So, all right, Ryan.
I'll stay on that album. Driven to Tears.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice.
So you guys are close.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough conversation.
That was also one that the listeners brought up. All right, back to me. All right, I keep staring at this one and keep skipping over it. Every little thing she does is magic.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. All right.
Let's see. They'll go with another deep cut. Yeah. Let's go with a Ghost in the Machine, which, in case you haven't figured out, is my favorite Police album. Rehumanize Yourself.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Into the trash.
Apparently you guys didn't like that album.
Trash. All right. Ryan.
Let's get some more of these deep cuts out of the way, I guess. Miss Gradenko.
Oh, nope.
That one was like 26, oddly enough. Yep. So, no.
No.
I think that's a Stuart Copeland song.
All right. I still have a good amount of... All right. This one's up at the top, so I got to go here. So Lonely.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We got one.
Good. We broke the log jam.
Yes. Of course, that makes the conversation even harder at this point, but let's not worry about that. There we go.
Let's see.
Got 3 through.
Wow. Really,
I've got 6 left.
All right. Let's go with Synchronicity, Wrapped Around Your Finger.
Yes.
No, but I believe
Of course not.
the listeners the listeners
I'm
were
not sure
with
if
you
you
on
two
that
have matched on anything besides
I know, right?
Well,
Next to You and So Lonely.
If you've listened to the show, then you know Justin and I don't agree on.
Yep.
The way it happens. There it is. So that goes to the conversation. All right, Ryan?
Man in a Suitcase.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh!
Ooh, wow.
Nice, a deeper cut getting in there.
There we
Did
go.
not think that one was going through.
I couldn't cut it.
Huh?
I couldn't cut it. I kept coming back to it, and I'm like, it seems like it should get cut, but I had nothing definitive that was like, yeah, you're right, let's cut it. And I was just, just kept making the cuts.
It's that do. It's just catchy.
Oh man, you know what I was supposed to be doing this whole time?
What?
I kind of messed this up. Like unanimous hits, unanimous picks. I was supposed to be doing this next to you. Just so everybody knows, this was Next to You, which was unanimous. So Lonely.
It's that white boy reggae.
Yep. Just so you know. And then Message in a Bottle. God, that's good. And then
I love the ending to that song.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And then the strange one that just got made unanimous. I got to be honest, I am surprised. Of all the songs, this one was unanimous.
But yeah,
I
mentioned before, I was fighting with some of these deep cuts, and that was one of them. I did not think that one would be going all the way through. I'm not mad about it.
No,
it's just fun. It's a fun song.
It really is. So it works, and all of us agreed on it. So can't be a bad song. All right. So Man in a Suitcase was Ryan. That brings it back to me. We'll go one more round, and then we'll clear it out. I'll go to Synchronicity. How about Oh My God?
Nope.
Into the Trash it goes. I guess where it belongs. All right, Fredo?
Let's go with Ghost in the Machine, since, Demolition Man.
Yep.
You guys have matched on like almost everything, it feels. And no.
Oh, really? There's a surprise. Justin let me down again.
Did not have that one. To be fair, where the hell is it? Why is it not? Okay, well, I'll figure that out. It went in the trash, or I'm sorry, it goes into the conversation. All right, and Ryan.
This is my last one.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Tea in the Sahara.
No.
Nope.
Going out swinging.
Yep.
All right, Fredo.
How many you got?
I got 4, so I'll try to bounce these off you.
I got 2.
Okay, so these are my last 4. Truth hits everybody.
Nope.
Dang. It's all right for you.
Yep.
Oh, into the conversation. No time this time.
Nope.
And synchronicity 1.
No.
All right. So what was your last one?
My last one was again off of Ghost in the Machine. Too much information.
Obviously, no. All right. So let's see. It's all right for you. Gets to move over.
Mm-hmm.
And so the 4 that are all the way through. Next to you, message in a bottle, so lonely, man in a suitcase. Here's where it gets difficult. Here's our conversation. We got to get 6 out of these. Roxanne, don't stand so close to me. Walking on the moon, can't stand losing you. Bombs away. King of pain. When the world is running down, you make the best of what's still around. Murder by numbers. Synchronicity 2. Omega Man. Invisible Sun. Spirits in the material world. I can speak. Canary in a coal mine. Driven to tears. Wrapped around your finger. Demolition Man. It's all right for you. All right, so that is 17.
Fuck.
That we have to get down to
good.
6. Yeah.
Well,
Is there anything there that it's like, man, cool, it got through, but let's get rid of it now?
you know what? Let's get rid of Roxanne.
Okay. That was me and you, right?
I think we're gonna have enough hits.
Mm-hmm.
We already got 2 through from that album too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we can get rid of that one.
All right. We lose Roxanne. And just for the record, none of the listeners mentioned Roxanne. So
They're not going to be disappointed.
right.
I think we can get rid of Omega Man.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
guys?
I'm not gonna fight that one, honestly.
Yeah. Me neither. I mean, obviously I had it, but I'm okay with losing it. I'm not married to it.
Probably not gonna fight for Invisible Sun either.
I'm not.
All right.
I
So
don't even think I had it.
you guys had that one. I didn't have Invisible Sun.
Yeah, that was both of us.
Yeah, I'm fine getting rid of it.
Let's get some synchronicity through here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what do we got? Wrapped around your finger, murder by numbers, synchronicity 2, king of pain.
I want to fight for murder by numbers.
All right.
Yep,
I'm with it.
I'm there.
I'm with it. You guys both had it. You guys feel strongly about it. It was literally song 22 for me. I'm with it. Let's grab it.
Okay. I honestly believe if let's go back up to the top, the first 3. Don't stand so close to me. Walking on the moon and can't stand losing you.
Yeah.
One of those has to go in without a doubt.
Yeah.
One of them.
Well, 2 of those are singles, right?
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Are they? Is Walking on the Moon?
Yes.
Walking on the Moon is one of my favorite Police songs, so I'd fight for that one. But
So looking at the 3, the one I'm most willing to lose is Don't Stand So Close to Me. of those three. Because Walking on the Moon was through on it was one of the last 6 that I cut. Can't Stand Losing You I obviously had. I love Don't Stand So Close to Me, but looking at those 3, that's the one I'd be willing to lose.
I'm fine with losing that
Me
one.
too.
All right, so let's lose that. So, I think with 5 through, now's the time we need to talk about album representation. We've already got one, two. We've got 4 of the albums through. Which one are we missing?
Ghost in the Machine.
Yep, which was Fredo's favorite, and the only
It's missing.
the only 2.
I'll leave it up to him to pick one of those 2. I'm fine with either of them.
Invisible Sun or Demolition Man.
So I'll put Invisible Sun back in. Clearly, that was lost in translation.
Yeah. Well, only because of the representation. So if that was lost, then let's put in Demolition Man.
Okay.
If Invisible Sun had already been pulled out.
Yeah, let's do that. Demolition Man. All right, so we've got every album is now represented. So now it's based on songs alone for the remaining 4. All right, so at this point, do we? So we still have 3 singles because King of Pain is still hanging around.
Oh, we got Walking on the Moon, Can't Stand Losing You. Here's the thing.
Spirits too.
And both of you guys being younger than me, I'm assuming Ryan's younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with both of you guys being younger than me, a lot of the songs that are left are not deep cuts to me.
Okay.
They got significant airplay. They're still in rotation on oldie stations and on classic rock stations. So I don't know what's, what I think is a strong representation to kind of divorce it away from what I grew up with,
Okay.
As I look through this, Walking on the Moon, Can't Stand Losing You, On the Finger, King of Pain, Synchronicity 2, Spirits in the Material World. All of those are songs that got a lot of radio airplay.
Yeah.
And all of those are still songs that you can hear on the radio.
That's true, but if you look at what's gone through, we have Message in a Bottle, So Lonely. I mean, you still hear both of those on the radio, Murder by Numbers every now and then. So it's kind of tough to pick around, I guess, what would be left in your mind for a deep cut on this list? Bombs Away or?
That's, we got Bombs Away, Canary in a Bombs Away and Canary in a Coal Mine. I would go with Bombs Away. And then you've got, what's the last one? The last one is It's All Right for You. I would still go with Bombs Away.
All right, so like that's the 3 that you consider deep cuts.
Yeah, of this group that I would consider. Now, what you guys would consider deep cuts is completely different.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, like I know for a fact, King of Pain, Spirits in the Material World, Can't Stand Losing You, Walking on the Moon, I've heard on the radio. Anything else, if I have, it was in passing and it wasn't regular.
Right.
But how do you feel about putting Bombs Away through, Ryan?
I'm fine with it.
Let's do it then. All right, so that gives us 7. All right, so we need to make some cuts here. Like, at this point, do we lose Canary and It's All Right for You, or are they strong enough to still just kind of eke in on the strength of the song, do you think?
I could lose them both. I could give you the few that I think are pretty big Police songs for me. Would be Walking on the Moon, When the World is Running Down, Synchronicity 2, and then I'd say Driven to Tears, but Driven to Tears and Demolition Man are kind of very similar. Almost the riff is pretty similar, so I could probably lose Driven to Tears, I guess.
All right.
But those other 3, I think Walking on the Moon and When the World is Running Down are pretty big Police songs for me.
Okay. If you could pick 3, Fredo, just any 3 of the remaining songs, which 3 would it be?
I'm going to go with Walking on the Moon. Can't Stand Losing You. And do we have a ballad?
Feel like we don't.
No, but I could go for Wrapped Around Your Finger.
I really don't want that to be one of my 3, but we don't have a ballad. And I think I'm going to have to go with that one, even though I really don't want to.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make Walking on the Moon unanimous because that would have been one of my 3.
Okay.
I'm going to put a second vote behind Can't Stand Losing You because that's one I keep looking around.
Yep, I'm good with it, mate. Let's send it through.
Okay.
All right. So that means we're down to our last pick.
Ugh.
And what's left?
All right. So at the top, you guys both put out for When the World, Wrapped Around Your Finger. I can't lie if King of Pain, Synchronicity. I mean, at this point, it feels like Driven to Tears, It's All Right for You, Canary are out.
Kind of surprising we only have one from Synchronicity on there as well.
I know, really. Seriously.
And again, we don't have a ballad. I think Wrapped Around Your Finger would be perfect to go in there. It's not my song. Matter of fact, you just got rid of my song, the one that I would have put in.
What's that?
What did you just get rid of? Was it Spirits in the Material World?
Yeah, I did.
Justin, if that would have been my 3rd pick.
Oh, okay.
I can get behind that.
But I mean, we still don't have a ballad. You know.
Right. So it sounds to me like.
But I'm almost with you there. I would have preferred something else if we're going for a ballad than Wrapped Around Your Finger, but
we don't have to.
But it's definitely part of their sound.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
All right. So I say these 4. When the World, Wrapped Around Your Finger, Spirits in the Material World, King of Pain are our last ones. I feel like I'm the only one going to bat for King of Pain. That's what it sounds like. So I feel like maybe I should just lose it at this point.
Well, I mean, if you want to lose it, I think we need to get rid of When the World is Running Down.
Yeah, that can go.
Because that's not again, if we're going to go with the ballad. And these are the 2. Oh, I don't want to say it.
What would you pick out of the trash if you could?
If I could?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna go with Secret Journey if I could. But I mean, yeah, that's not one that we can do. If it would have had 2 votes and we got rid of it, then if it would have had 2 votes, I would have fought for it. So, you know what? I'll go with whatever you guys say, honestly, because these 2, my heart is saying Spirits in the Material World, but to get a fair representation of the police, I think we need to have Wrapped Around Your Finger.
All right, let's do this because for some reason that's not really.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. If we had another ballad on here, I'd definitely go Spirits. But
now, what we could do, Justin,
Jesus,
is implement the Fredo rule.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
I'm not arguing for it. Okay, but hear me out. Here's Ryan. Do you know what the Fredo rule is?
I think I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. It's when I become such an asshole about a song that the only way it goes through is, or the only way I shut up about it is it going through. In this case, I'm not doing it to be an asshole. I think with what's left, and again, Ryan said it best. If we had a ballad in there, I think it would be Spirits in the Material World. But we don't. And because Wrapped Around Your Finger is still there, it's there to pull out another ballad out of the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a legitimate time to implement the Fredo rule,
So
and get them both through.
so you would put Spirits Through as the 10, Wrapped Around Your Finger as the 11 because we don't have a ballad.
Right. What do you think?
Mm,
And you know what? Well, go ahead, Ryan. What do you think?
Couldn't you just pull one out that we have on the list that wasn't unanimous? Or
I what would you put? What would you pull out?
One of the singles, maybe.
all right, which one?
Okay, of what's here, I would pull out "So Lonely" if I had to pull out anything.
Yeah, I could be fine with that because you already get the same vibe with "Next to You."
Agreed. Actually, I wholly agree. I love So Lonely, and it was unanimous, so it's hard to say goodbye to it. But
Ooh, that was unanimous, huh?
No, then it can't go.
Oof.
I got a problem pulling out a song that's unanimous.
So both of those were unanimous, correct? "Next to You" and "So Lonely."
but Can't Stand Losing You was not. And then Walking on the Moon was not.
Oh, how about either? Oh, fuck me, because these are both songs I picked. Either "Bombs Away" or "Demolition Man."
So that's what I was looking at too. "Bombs Away" or "Demolition Man." What else do we have? We don't have anything from Ghost in the Machine really besides I feel like "Demolition Man" is almost a bad representation of Ghost in the Machine.
Yes, it is very much so. But
It sounds like it could fit on another album, whereas most of Ghost in the Machine has that certain vibe.
And "Invisible Sun" is gone. Yeah, because those were the only two. Because you guys apparently didn't like Ghost in the Machine at all. So I blame both of you.
Well, I guess.
Fuck!
Well, let me ask this question.
I could take out "Demolition Man."
So is Spirits
As much as I love that song.
is Spirits a better representation than Demolition Man?
Is what?
Spirits in the Material World, is that a better representation than Demolition Man? Because
I think so, yeah.
From the same record. Okay, so let's take Spirits, lose Demolition Man, and then Wrapped Around Your Finger gets in at number 10. I think that solves it a lot easier than implementing the Fredo rule.
I'm not happy with that, but I'm just not happy with the choice of the ballad. But
I don't know
playing by the rules, it was the only ballad that was there.
I don't know that I pulled any ballads through, to be fair. Like I leaned more towards their punk rock stuff and like a couple of the reggae type songs.
Sure,
so.
Which I agree, but by the same token, especially as you start to get later in their career, you look at their last two albums, Ghost in the Machine and Synchronicity. They had ballads. They had those kind of, I'll use the word spiritual for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Songs like Secret Journey. Songs like Invisible Sun, that kind of had a lot of like that kind of shit. if what I'm saying makes sense.
Yeah,
you could kind of hear him shifting towards almost Sting's solo career,
right
in those last two albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I guess I guess to that point, as a new ear to them, I was drawn more to, I was like, I think people should know that this is what they can do rather than, by the way, glad song that did not come up was Every Breath You Take, because nah. But
if right now, I get what you're saying, because I know where you're going to go with what you're about to say. But the thing is, if you look at what sold, as far as their discography, well, all of their songs, all of their albums went platinum. But give me a second here. and I'll call up. I know Synchronicity was I believe their best-selling album.
I would imagine so.
I think the other.
Yeah.
Let me because I look at all that kind of bullshit.
Well, I guess to your point, Fredo, like Synchronicity is the album that people talk about the most. Like I expected that Synchronicity was going to be their best work, and I found that to be completely false. Outlandos was my favorite, far and away. I honestly probably could have made a case for almost every song on that record. And then actually the first three really, like they all filled the vibe that I was looking for when I started listening to the Police. I really enjoyed Ghost in the Machine, not that you would be able to tell by my list, but I really did. And then Synchronicity, it wasn't their worst, but it just wasn't my favorite. Like I thought for sure like that was going to be their best work, and it wasn't.
Well, if you look at it, Synchronicity won 8 times platinum in the U.S. Ghost in the Machine's 3 times platinum. Then you've got Zenyatta Mandata, which went 2 times platinum. You've got Regata de Blanc that went platinum, and you've got Outlandish Demores, which also went platinum. So you're figuring sales wise, their last 2 albums are what sold the most and what you could say brought them over the top in the United States. Now, if we were to look at how many singles we have from those 2 albums, what do we got? Murder by Numbers, Spirits, Wrapped Around Your Finger. So we got 3 songs at the 2 albums that sold 12 million albums combined. So, I mean, we're going to talk about the best representation of what made them popular. And Synchronicity, there's nothing on Synchronicity that sounds like anything before it, So I don't know. I think I also didn't want to go with too much out of Synchronicity because of the fact that it's so different. Essentially, you either have to go Synchronicity or the other 4 albums.
Yeah. I get you. Well, that being said, now it's time to really start putting the feet to the fire. Here's our 10. Next to You, Message in a Bottle, So Lonely, Man in a Suitcase, Murder. I can't believe that was unanimous. Murder by Numbers, Spirits in the Material World, Bombs Away, Walking on the Moon, Can't Stand Losing You, Wrapped Around Your Finger. Fredo, what's the number 1?
For me, it's Murder by Numbers.
Okay.
However, for everybody else, it would probably be Message in a Bottle.
Interesting. Okay. What are you thinking, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, he's right. It's Message in a Bottle. Message in a Bottle is probably one of their best songs they've ever written. But again, I always come around to the fact that if you've probably heard a Police song, you probably heard Message in a Bottle, and you probably heard Roxanne, give or take, probably those 2 songs. What was the other one you said?
He said Murder by Numbers.
Murder by Numbers?
Yeah.
I could get behind that for sure.
All right, let me give it a little taste. God, it's so good.
No.
This never does me any.
It's just right there. Play that chorus right there.
God, so clean.
Especially, take it right to the end. Take it right to the end. Last 45 seconds. I'll take it before that. Sorry.
A little before that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm with it. Let's do it. Murder by Numbers.
It's okay. I'm fine with that.
I was gonna throw out Next to You, just because the explosion, like the initial push play. Holy shit! This is the police. I'm gonna give you a little. God. But I also feel like that's almost. It's so good. But
we're literally picking the first song from their first album and the last song from their last album.
But like, I think as awesome as Next to You is, I kind of feel like it's a false. They do that, but like it isn't only that. I feel like Murder by Numbers kind of represents more of what the police do. So I'm with Murder by Numbers. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right, so we got 10. Murder by Numbers. Next to You, Message in a Bottle, So Lonely, Man in a Suitcase, Spirits in the Material World, Bombs Away, Can't Stand Losing You, Walking on the Moon, Wrapped Around Your Finger. That's our 10. And now, this has already got brought up. The two of you will be back once we figure out the framework for Humphreys McGee, which I always love when the same team comes back to do another show. Like, I don't know. It's just fun for me. I like to go, hey, you guys are both be back for this. And also, Ryan, you're going to be back sooner rather than later, within the next probably 2 weeks, depending, for Pinback. So how's your Pinback list going?
I took a little break just diving into the police, but I grew up listening to that band, so that one's going to be fun.
All right. So then, Fredo, we'll figure it out. There'll be another one before Humphreys McGee, because that one, like, that's going to take some talking. What?
I'll tell you right now what's going to be the hardest part of Humphreys is going to be for you, Zonky.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Blemish on their career.
Oh, my God. That album is awesome. I'm sorry. That album is awesome. It shows. Oh. But anyway.
Okay.
We can talk about that after.
Yep. And speaking of after, what he's referencing is After the Fact. I've had to start saying this at the end because if you're not a patron, you don't know. If there's a Patreon-only show, After the Fact, the three of us are going to keep talking. Patreon.com/ohhijustin, $1 a month gets you in the keys to the kingdom, as it were. You get the After the Fact show. You get the Oh Hi Justin Daily Pod. You get deprogrammed a couple days before the rest of the world. Any and everything else that I'm doing, it goes to the Patreon. $1 a month. You help me keep creating, and you get a lot of great content in return. With that being said, the police. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.